Hello, my name is Tricia Carey, and I'm Chief Executive Officer at Renewcell. I'm very excited to be here today and part of this presentation. I'm also on the board of Transformers Foundation. Watching the evolution of Transformers Ed over the past several years has been quite exciting. This is an invaluable tool and an incredible program I wish they had had when I was in school. A little bit about myself. I'm actually based in New York City, but today I'm in Sundsvall, Sweden, which is about 3 hours north of Stockholm. I recently joined Renewcell to lead their sales and business development as well as the marketing area. My background actually is I've been in the industry for almost 30 years. I started in textiles and I've been involved in the textile side of the business ever since. It is truly an incredible part because it brings the art and science of what we do into the business and makes the reality happen. It is the starting point of a great garment. I started in textile sales and then I moved into textile buying. And then by 1998, I joined a company called Quartals to be part of the launch of their new fiber, Tencel.
And I stayed at working with Tencel, and when Lensing got Tencel, then I stayed on and had a great time there promoting Tencel and especially working a lot with the amazing people in the denim industry. So now I'm focusing on circularity and what that can do for the industry, not only for denim, but also for other categories. And what we do at Renewcell is we're a disruptive, sustained tech company that's 10 years old. We are public on the NASDAQ stock exchange. And what we do is we take textile waste and we make it into a pulp. So what we do is we make it into these sheets. And today I'm going to give you our first live tour facility in Sweden. But I wanted to give you first a little bit of background on how this works. So we take textile waste here. And I just came from the warehouse, so it's amazing just to see how much waste there is and we use waste that is 95% cellulose, so that can be from cotton or viscose or modal or lyocell. And we can use indigo. We actually use a lot of denim, and you'll see that when we go through the factory. Then what we do is we mechanically chop it up in so this shredding process that it goes through. And then what we do is it goes through a wet process for the pulping, where it becomes kind of a slurry. And at this point, what we do is we can also remove any other fibers that are not cellulosic. And we also remove the indigo dye in this stage as well. And then with heat, pressure, and steam, we make it into sheets of pulp. So, and then with this pulp, what we do is we sell this and we brand it as Circulose. So Circulose is the ingredient brand name. And with this pulp, we sell it to fiber producers who make viscose, modal, lyocell, acetate. And there's some other new innovations that are coming into the market too. So what I wanted to do was give you this little bit of background. And now I'm going to take you down to our factory. And I have with me today Michelle, who's helping out. So
hi, Michelle.
Michelle, do you want to say what you do as we walk down?
Yes. So I am working in the communications team in the marketing department. So alongside Tricia and Nora, and we do all the communication when it comes to Circulose, our product. And when we work together with brands, we explain like how we might launch together, how we start what we do for different audiences, basically.
So if you want to learn more, you can follow us on Instagram, Circulose on Instagram, or if you're on LinkedIn, you can follow us on Renewcell on LinkedIn. So nice. We're going to start in here, going to the factory. Now it gets a little noisy, so I'm going to walk all the way through to the end where the shredders are and then come back.
Okay.
But it's great because I'm going to pan a little bit.
Guys, we're so lucky to get this tour. Okay. So Tricia, what's happening right now?
So over here, this is actually after it's gone through the shredding. So this would be more like the wet processing part where we go through the fiber separation and the bleaching area.
Nice.
So, yeah, but I'll be able to talk more when I get past this point.
Okay. Okay. Nice. It's humongous.
We don't hear the noise.
No, it's muted for us. She's being very kind. So guys, look how big this space is. Looking good, Tricia.
Why, but this is my favorite part because this dryer is just so enormous.
Right.
And it really reminds you of the whole size and scale of everything.
Wow.
And then actually over here, we actually have some bales that we're getting ready to ship. So, but the dryer is really amazing.
It's as big as a block of flats.
We're gonna start at the very beginning and then I'll walk back and I'll explain it a little bit more, but it is kind of noisy, so it's harder to hear me.
Well, we can hear you really well.
Oh, you can? Okay, great.
I don't think she can hear us.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very well.
We can hear you perfectly, like Tricia.
Oh, great. Okay, so this factory was a pulp mill for wood pulp. Here you can actually see some of the bales coming out that are going to get wrapped. So this used to be your old jeans. So this
Wow.
is really the transformation that happens here. I like this part because this is filling up containers and very exciting to see the whole process here. Yeah, but
So-
let me take you downstairs so that
Okay.
you can see the shredding room, because that's where it all starts when we have the textile waste. And so excuse us, we're gonna have to go down the steps a little bit. This might be a little bit shaky here.
No, you're
As
doing
I
really
was
well.
saying, this was an old pulp mill. This was an old mill that made paper pulp, and they were looking to shut down because, you know, it happens. People don't need as much paper anymore with everything that we're doing electronically. And so this space, yeah, the same time they were shutting down was when we were looking for a space to start our factory. And it would just worked out perfectly because we're able to use a lot of the equipment from the
And
board.
and you managed to keep all the like know-how as well, like so Tricia, right? So you kept workers, I'm sure.
Yeah, we could hire other people too from the factory. Now I'm gonna reach a point where I can't talk again because it's loud where the shredders are. So thinking of it as a whole.
Well, we can hear you
cutting room.
perfectly. We can't hear any of the machines, so we can hear you really
you
well.
can't?
So your
Okay,
camera's
great. Okay.
really good.
It's so loud
It's
for
loud.
us.
Yeah. So
Okay.
here you can see the bales as they're coming in.
Yeah.
And we have a whole warehouse filled with the garments. And I'm gonna take you into the shredding room here. This most likely will get very loud.
Okay.
And you can see we use a lot of denim. It's white glue in here. So those are huge bales. And the bales go in there.
So the bales get opened up. Must be really loud for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the shredding portion. Now we'll walk up and walk you through. There's a lot then that it has to processes that it goes through
Right.
to get back upstairs. You can see we have to go up and down in order to get to the next stage. But it will help you to understand the process, like I explained, going from the textile waste, shredding it, to the dry processing, then the wet processing, where we separate, we remove synthetic fibers, and we also do bleaching. And then how we can bring it back and make it into pulp. And this is what closes the loop. So our whole mission is to make fashion circular.
Yeah.
And to some of the brands who've already used circulose in their collections, Levi's did a 501 using circulose. And then we also have, most recently, Lonnie had circulose denim on the runway last week.
Yep.
Very exciting.
And we have 2 looks with denim and circulose.
Yep. And we also have H&M did a men's denim collection that launched in August. Inditex uses
So
circulose. We just had a new program that launched last week from Coast doing a knit. So
nice.
you can start to find it out there, but now you understand with this whole space, we're going to have a lot more circulose out in the market.
Okay.
So we'll go back to the beginning where we were before. So underneath us is all the sites, our IP in turning cellulose into pulp.
Nice.
Great.
Have any of you guys got questions for Tricia Kerry from Renewcell? Put your hand up. We'll go to a quiet room, I'm sure, and we'll ask her some questions.
Close and see, and then you can see here all the array of pipes to bring it up from downstairs. And so it's going through all of this area here. And it actually will go through different cycles.
Yeah.
As it's going through that transition and to purify it and to take the cellulose out in order to make it pulp. Just some quick circularity facts. In the US, there's 17 million tons of waste every year, that's textile waste that's disposed of. And really, there aren't a lot of solutions for circulating it. And you have to really question how materials are being made. So products like recycled polyester from bottles are coming from another waste stream and then coming into polyester, into textiles. So we have enough waste on our own. There's 110 million tons of fibers that are produced every year, and about 90 million tons are disposed of globally. So this is a huge issue we have around waste, and Renewcell, working with circulose, is a solution to that. So this area is the wet processing part where you have the slurry, and then over here, where it's starting to form into the pulp.
Nice. Thank you, Tricia.
Is my time up, or do I have more time?
No, not at all. I'll just thank you. We've got like 10, 15 minutes left. We've probably got time for questions too.
Okay. But we'll do a quiet spot. But again, these massive dryers are and we can go over here and show you the very first bale
Cool.
that was produced. Every time you have a factory aesthetic and we'll go through a lot of the so we only make this part and then we sell it to fiber producers in order to make the fiber. So this does modal lyocell can all be made. Great. So let's step out now and we can take some questions.
Perfect. You did a really good job, Tricia.
Circularity. You can find a lot of information at acceleratingcircularity.org. Great organization. That's
I
doing
wish
a
you could
lot
see
on
all the
textile
students.
and textile circularity and new ways because this a whole systemic change.
Tricia, we're going to show you the students that are watching.
The Conscious Fashion and Lifestyle Network. It's a platform that lists a variety of different projects that are being done that connect back to the UN SDGs. So I believe Lucia was speaking earlier today, or I don't know whether she might be after me, but Lucia mentioned around the Conscious Fashion and Lifestyle Network. I'm also a proponent of that, and we have projects listed on there too. But if you want to know more about circularity and what can be done, you can check it out there.
Super. Yeah, no, we were very lucky. We did manage to see a UN SCG video. So yeah, we saw Lucie and Kerry. So yeah, all good.
Oh, great.
Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So Tricia, we've got the students. We've got some students like Joanne's being the lovely host, showing us the students. What there's 200 of them here. So guys, have you got any questions about pulp or textile recycling? Now's your time to ask the expert. Don't be shy. There we go. Yeah, please shout out the question if you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering where the clothing that you're recycling is. Where you source it.
Where are you sourcing your clothing? That's the first question.
Great question. And so we source the textile waste from really all over the world. We do get a lot from Turkey. You have to think where manufacturing bases are. And we do, get post-consumer waste from US, Central America, Southeast Asia. So really from around the world. But it's important to know that our specs right now are 95% cellulose, so we can manage with spandex. So I think as future designers, it's something to consider. And then we look to actually change our specs and continue to evolve that we can use even less cellulose. So knowing that the changes and the challenges that will happen within sourcing waste.
Amazing. Any other questions? Two more questions, guys. Come on. Yes, shout it out loud. Okay. How are trims removed from jeans? Now you get your stuff already. Oh, maybe you can answer that question. How are trims removed? It depends on the supplier you buy it from, right?
We can remove metals, so that's not a problem. We can do that. So sometimes we're buying panels. Sometimes it's scraps from textile from sewing rooms, but we can remove. So it's, basically you can do that through, magnets to remove the metal.
Got you. Okay. And that includes zippers and buttons, right? Pretty much falls into the same category. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, sir. How energy efficient is this compared to Tencel regarding water efficiency? And is that right? Water and energy efficiency compared to Tencel. That's a Tencel.
Yeah, well, you can't really compare it to Tencel because it's an input for Tencel lyocell if you want, right? So it is a pulp that then is made into a fiber. And so as far as energy efficiency and what you saw here and seeing that big dryer, so we do use hydropower. If you saw outside of here, we're along the water, so it makes a lot of sense. And there's a lot of efficiencies too within this larger facility that we're renting space from in order to have, our production running.
So your fiber could be used in a in a refrigerator if Tencel decided to use it?
Our pulp can be used by man-made cellulosic fiber producers, whether it's lensing or any of the other fiber producers that are in the market.
Got you,
Right.
got
So
you. Okay.
we are engineering our product so that it could easily work within their existing equipment and make this more like a plug and play. And so we're very focused on this niche and building out this niche to continue to grow and reduce the amount of unused textiles.
Got you. Okay, let's hope to see the time. We've got another 1 or 2 questions. Come on, guys. 1 or 2 more questions. If not, I'll have a nice chat with like Tricia otherwise. Yes. Does your process use a lot of chemicals? If so, what happens to those chemicals? Is it closed loop?
Great question. So we use the same chemicals that would normally be used in wood pulp processing.
Yeah.
And we do have a whole treatment facility here for them, but it's nothing that normally wouldn't be used in a similar process.
Okay. So it's all good.
So
Nice. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? No. Wowzers. You know, they're a bit flabbergasted. Your tour was so nice, and thank you so much for giving up your time. And it was really enjoyable. And thank you so much, Tricia. And you know,
thanks for all the work you do and for making sure, you know, the future generations understand what's happening in the industry. It's a really an exciting time. This is the age of innovation, of new technologies. A lot of smart, curious people to carry this forward. So once again, just want to say, follow us on Instagram. Michelle will be posting more, or check us out on LinkedIn, or, you know, go to the stores and start looking for Circulos.
And just reach
Absolutely
out if you have any.
Reach out if you have any questions. Are you sure you want them to have your email? That's the question. They're going to get bombarded. You get too many questions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Mohsin.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you. Yeah.